Magic Mike Show. I am your host, Magic Mike, with my fellow co-hosts, Randy and Steve. And, yeah, we're going to be doing this every Wednesday. It'll be posted on Thursday sometime. No particular time on Thursday. Depends on how everything goes. But, yeah, we'll be shooting it live Wednesday and posting it on Facebook Thursdays.
And if you ever need, if you want any of our personal information, we'll be able to provide links to our email, Facebook accounts, and whatnot, which we'll be giving you at the end of the show or online. So just stay tuned.
Okay, well, now that we got introductions out of the way, we're going to do a section of this called 10 Questions. It's a section where there's 10 questions, whether you on Facebook, Twitter, if you want to email a question, whatever, it's specifically for Mike and his life, or just random things about him. So we're going to start this section off. Like I said, there's 10. That's the just. He answers them. I ask him. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to start off with number 1. Why did you dye your hair blue, people want to know?
Well, it's actually highlight. I want to clear it up first because it ain't dye. Okay. And I did it for a tribute to a good friend of mine that I've known for 26 years. That was the best friend that recently passed away.
Yeah. Okay, so question number 2 is, why did you post the video of the little boy Grant?
That's a good question.
On your Facebook. I want to clear it up, Facebook.
Yes. I posted it because, one, I saw the video, and it's very touching what he has to say about how people treat him, and at the end he gives a really good message about how people should love one another and how they should treat, everybody. And
just to clarify, he has dwarfism too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
he's 6 years old, correct?
Yes, he's also 6 years old.
So that's inspiring.
Yes.
Yes, very. Okay, question number 3. Why do you like cats over dogs?
I'm wondering that even to this day.
Well, I just always like cats. I've had actually a pet dog before, a little puppy, which was a Rottweiler and Collie mix, but I don't know, I've just always liked cats.
Number 4. If you stop and think about your life, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, that's a good question. I see myself actually being in a better living environment, housing or whatever, than this one. Hopefully a better job. Overall, just doing better and doing what I've been doing the rest of my last 30 years.
So do you plan on having your own home?
I do, eventually, but it takes time and it takes baby steps, so I think eventually I'll get there, but right now I just need to focus on the little bills and clear them up.
What about a possibility of owning your own business?
I would actually love to do that, actually, and I'm probably here in a couple weeks, probably getting a hold of someone, maybe even sooner. It all depends on my work schedule, but I plan on doing that very soon.
Okay, now number 5. How do you see your objectives to see your achievements in your life goals?
Well, pretty much like I said, for the housing and business and stuff, take it day by day, step by step, and just go from there.
What did you want to be when you grew up? What was your inspiration?
Well, I always wanted to be a wrestler, but I've always had teachers and everyone say I couldn't, so I kind of killed my dream.
Number 7 is, who were or are your inspirations growing up?
Yeah, that's a good one. One was this guy named Dan Keebler. He has a really good message, and he's disabled and stuff, and he's a well-known painter and stuff. So he's one of them. The other one would be my friend that passed away, Josh Murray, and you have some inspiration as well, Mr. Co-host.
Yeah, I do. Josh was actually one of them because he had CF. And
for those of you who don't know what it is, it's cystic fibrosis.
Yeah.
And was told that he wouldn't make it past the age of 5, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's what the doctor, what I recollect the doctor said. And he lived 25 years past that, so it was a miracle. and I was there for most of his treatments, just like you were.
Yeah.
And I was there for some of the hospital visits, and I mean, no matter how bad his disease was, that kid would make you laugh, and he was intelligent too, you know.
Yeah.
He had an actual intellectual conversation with you as well. But he liked to be a jokester. He liked to put smiles on people's
Right.
faces. He liked to brighten up your day if you were feeling down. I mean, that was him. So, yeah, he was a big impact on us.
I didn't know Josh as much as Steve and Mike here, but in the short amount of time I did know him, just seeing him, whether it was on the weekend at going out to the bar or just out in public, just hearing him talk, he was such a funny guy, and that's what I liked about him, was just the fact that he joked around a lot of the time, and he's a great guy to be around. He just had that personality. It didn't matter if he knew you or not, he would still go out of his way just to even talk to you, even if people didn't acknowledge you. So that's what I liked about Josh as well.
And I can honestly say, he was the next Michael Jackson. He could dance.
Oh yeah.
He could dance. Moonwalk, perfect.
Yeah, we used to do a dance called the dig. Haven't done that one.
And actually, I remember a time we went down to Packing House,
Yeah.
and he did a dance off with a guy, and it blew me out of the water the way he actually danced. But anyway, that's our thing. We're moving on now. Number 8. What are your strengths and weaknesses?
Good question. My strengths is, you know, a lot of people don't think I'm very intelligent, but I'm actually pretty well intelligent. I'm always there for people. I'm tech savvy. I could go on and here and there, but I'll just hurry up and so we can get these 10 done. One of my weaknesses is I'm actually too nice to people, because I'm wicked nice to people, and a lot of people take that for granted and play little games or whatnot with me. So.
Okay, number 9. A lot of people don't know, some people do know. Recently you had a few bad spells in your health.
Yep.
What
Horrible.
is your health now compared to what it was? And a lot of you that don't know, his health was kind of iffy. I mean, he did go to the ER, he went to doctors, you know. So what is it now?
It's better than what it was. It still has its days. It fluctuates here and there, but it's definitely better than before.
Good. Now the last one. We answered it in the beginning, but we're going to do it again, is how can people contact the group for future questions, future show schedulings, and individual contact methods?
Well, the first one is you got to watch the show. And
Obviously, that's a given. That's just a given.
And then you'll
we
get
have
to
it any other way.
But you can, with me, for example, if you need to get a hold of me, you can Facebook me at Mike DeVos. If you want to tweet me, you can do it at Mike DeVos. Pretty simple.
And for my information, I'll give out my email address, because it seems to because I know a lot of people like to do private messaging, just because I know Facebook kind of is doing this little sharing thing with messages now, so people want to become more safe. It's a lot easier to do with email.
And mine is, you can hit me up at Steve Flynn at Facebook. You can hit me up at SteveFlynn80 at Gmail. And you can also hit me up at SteveFlynn28 at Twitter.
Oh, and if you want my email, you can hit me up at madman802 at hotmail.com. And yeah, just...
Oh, and mine's randyellis87 at gmail.com. Sorry, I forgot to give that. And if you want to, and you can get hold of me on Facebook too. It's Randy Ellis at facebook.com. So.
And SteveFlynn28 at yahoo.com. I mean, I got 2 or 3 different ones.
So now you know the way.
We'll provide the links at the end of the show.
Yeah,
so that way
there'll
you
be
have
links.
But just get a hold of us if you have any questions, comments, whatever. If you like a funny moment, tell us. If not, tell us. Whatever. Just because ultimately, you know, we will listen to you guys. We will try to work in things.
And we'll answer questions. I mean, if you got questions.
Yes. And please, for the love of God, do not click just the like button. Ask a question.
Okay, so the first topic we're going to go with is sugar tax. It's sugar tax around the nation, but we're mainly focusing on Vermont. So opinions. We're going to start off with opinions right now.
All right.
We're going to start off with the host.
All right. Cool. The sugar tax, well, I think, for one, it is, you got to really look at why they're doing it, I think. And my opinion is if they're doing it for health reasons, there's so many other ways you can go about teaching the younger generation or the kids how to be healthier. For example, get some better programs in school talking about health and, staying off the damn Facebook, cell phones, whatever. And go video games and go out and enjoy life, play, interact with kids. Even as adults, I think we kind of lost a little bit of that interaction with cell phones and tablets and all that. So that would be one thing. The other thing is parents need to step up and stop trying to be their kid's best friend and actually be a parent. Right. And then be a friend, not a friend then a parent. Because it ain't going to work. Because let's face it, if mom wants to dress like a hooker and go with the daughter to the frickin' bar, it's not going to work. I'm sorry. First, it's just not going to happen. So,
my opinion is it's got pros and cons. I mean, if you're looking at it from a perspective of, raising it to make your state or country healthier, okay, yeah, I mean, less soda, less caffeine, less sugar equals healthier people, but I mean, you got to think about all these fast food restaurants and stuff like that too. I mean, you got to crack down on them as well because they're a major priority of people in obesity around the world, not just this country, but around the world. And like my colleague here, I do agree, getting out, having the proper exercise, and being, active will help you to dissolve or, get rid of the sugar and the glucose in your system. But in another way, it's going to help, per se, state or nation with income for, the economy. And that's a good thing because income can generate money, which can generate jobs, which can generate more people being active and working as to being on welfare, which will be another segment in our story. Mm. Yeah, it will. It'll be on another show, believe me. Yeah. We've got that written down. But it's up to the parents. It's up to the government. It's up to the state. I mean, it's up to a bunch of people. Like I said, it's pros and cons. It has its ups and downs.
And I'd like to just add real quick for Randy that I just want to state something about how you were saying you gotta go after fast food places and stuff. I just want to put a thing too is mention of the health thing is if they really want to say it's a health reason, then you got to really look at a lot of things because too much of anything, whether it's sugar or even carrots, can be bad for you. You have too much carrots, your skin's gonna turn orange from the pigment. You have too much milk, you're gonna have too much calcium on your teeth.
You gotta put yourself into the perspective of the person, though. I mean,
right.
You think about it. Everybody that does organic says organic is the best thing to do, and in a way I agree with it. But you gotta think about it like this. I mean, they say cigarettes, alcohol, sugars, fatty foods, other foods with carbohydrates and stuff like that are bad for you. But in a way, the organic is bad for you as well because they claim to be, 100% organic, all natural and stuff like that. But some of them are grown with chemicals and stuff like that. I mean, yeah. It's
everything has a balance.
You don't have to be blind to see that, but
And my response to it is I'm against it due to the fact that I feel that it's being something that's forced upon, like the health insurance. I mean, I know it's a whole different topic. But
which we will have on another show.
And the reason I mention that is because I feel it's along the same line because, you're forcing a tax on sugar that, you're whether it's targeting obese people or whatever the case may be that have a healthier life. I understand that. But it should be a freedom of choice. You shouldn't be,
regulated.
Exactly. You shouldn't be going, what's next? Are they going to go after, put a high tax on foods that are healthy for you. I mean, come on. It's like and I understand that they're doing it for health reasons, but in my opinion, in this situation, it should be free of choice, just like health insurance. You should not be forced to be paying for something if it should be a free. If this is a free country, then where's the free will?
Yeah, I think
that's just my opinion.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of the times this country has lost its mentality of what we were founded for and what we were standing for years ago. You know, the thing is like, and it's been proven not only in Egypt and deferred, but all over the world is, if people want to change things and not have their government keep doing little ridiculous stuff like this, they have the power to say something. They have the power to stand up and show that they're not going to take it. And they just got to do that. And just to mention real quick with that, it's all good.
Sorry.
With the sugar thing, there are petitions going around. So if you don't want something like that to happen, go to your local grocery store or wherever the petition is and sign it.
And it will be another show,
Right.
okay? But we're going to talk about government and power of the people and the voice of the people. It will be another show. It'll be a separate segment, but it ties into everything, and we will.
I just want to let people know that don't be afraid to speak your voice.
Right.
You know, we do have power.
And actually, it's going to be in the next topic too, so you're going to have a bonus thing.
So stay tuned.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, pretty much overall, you know, it's a balanced system.
Yeah.
You got to teach kids how to, you know, be
But
healthy.
see, that's the thing though, is nowadays it's not, you know, you get the health triangle, the pyramid.
Yeah.
It's not that anymore.
No.
They don't go by that anymore.
No.
You know.
But you got to make sure little Billy and Sally are not just sitting there playing games. You know, you got to.
But at
You
least
got to teach them.
At least give them options on the table, saying here's here's carrot sticks with dressing.
Right.
Then you got a Snickers bar,
Right.
or something along that line. You know, give them a choice. And I'm not saying that whatever it may be, just at least.
No, keep going.
I was just saying that
Okay.
if they pick the candy bar and you really want to be healthy, just give them a shot collar.
I'm just saying that don't just at least tell them what the health benefits are along with it
Right.
as well. Saying eat the candy bar. You still can get filling, or you're gonna get cavities. You're still gonna you still can be at risk for all this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, don't scare them too much.
But I will pull a Dr. Phil right here. Okay.
You're not an electrician?
It's an inside
No,
joke.
proven fact, okay? Too much sugar, too much glucose, too much carbohydrates, everything like that leads to type 2 diabetes, leads to all these other diseases. Okay, yeah, in a way I do believe it. Your sugar intake and everything is sky high. High blood pressure,
Coffee doesn't help either,
but everything does. It's not just the sugary snacks.
Even the healthy shit, like I mentioned with the carrots.
We're going to say shit?
Healthy
Oh, okay,
snacks.
well,
Healthy
Snack.
snacks.
Okay.
Healthy snacks, sorry, PG. But yeah, everything's a balance. The parents just got to step up and teach the kids the balance. And ultimately, if they do that, and the teachers from the schools, eventually you'll have a better, healthier world, really. So it depends on them.
So it all depends on your point of view of how where. So it's just pretty much where it's your choice. Whatever. It's, we spoke our opinions. I mean, you could research this on the FDA site as far as
Write comments down below, too. Just tell us what you feel about this.
Exactly.
And don't let the government do it. Because you let him do this, you're just giving them more power to do other shit.
And if you feel like you want to comment on this or get a hold of us, like I said, at the end of the show, we'll give you our information as far as how to get a hold of us.
Uncle Sam is not the shit. We are. We're the people. We're the voice of the nation.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, legalization of marijuana. A topic that is going to be discussed with legalization for Colorado, possible legalization of Vermont, our state, and nationwide. and we're going to do pros, cons, we're going to do revenue, we're going to do statistics, we're going to cover all basics on this one. I think we should start with Randy this time.
Go for it.
Okay. My opinion, it should be legal, due to the fact that, like we had a discussion recently about, it can create revenue for the state of Vermont, especially people who want to, obviously you have to go through the whole legalization of getting permits and whatnot to growing it as far as owning your own business, but it's proven fact that it's helped out a lot of people. Was one of those people that have like deal with prickly fingers, that are discomfort because of it, and they use it. And the other reason I think it should be a choice due to the fact that that was on my face. You guys can't see him.
He's probably wild. Don't worry.
I think it should be.
AJ took its course.
Anyway. Anyway, before I get off topic, I believe you should be able to use it. It should be legal, but in way, one of the topics that we discussed on how why people. I'm sorry. So anyway, yeah, just someone again. He's trying to get into the camera.
Continue on.
Exactly. So anyway, before I was interrupted by the cat, like I was saying, what the discussion that all three of us were having about a week ago when it came to this topic was one of the things that we felt that would affect it was like, what about your job? What about somebody who has to take a drug test to get into a manufacturing, or who is in the military? That's, to me, it should be considered, if you're dealing with government stuff, of course you shouldn't be using it. Or if you're, or even at the workforce, you shouldn't be using it at all. Or when you're,
government or federal jobs, pretty much, they should continue testing, and if someone tests positive for that, they shouldn't get the job. But I mean, like, if you're going to do, like, companies that are not in that high of security breaches and stuff like that, they should be accepted to say, okay, this guy, he smokes marijuana, whether it's for recreational use or medical use. We shouldn't allow him not to apply and have a job, because that's kind of a discrimination, kind of like, race and stuff like that. They should take that in implementation, kind of like the equality of work. I mean, like, I'm not going to go and apply for something and be denied because I'm white. And just like, vice versa with minorities and other races,
Exactly.
It's equality of unemployment, yeah. Equality of employment.
Yeah.
So I know where you're coming from with that,
Sorry I was starting, just a cat, he finds different ways to try to get in the video. But
it's like you said, revenue. It's going to boost revenue. It's going to produce money, whether it's government, state, local. It's going to, because it's going to provide people who cannot get jobs the opportunity to buy a permit to legally grow it and sell it to the government and to the state, so you can regenerate your own source of income until you actually get a job. That's a pro right there. Another pro is the really cool thing about it. You can use it for medical, like if somebody has glaucoma or something like that, or cancer or something like that, they can produce and purchase a medical card to use marijuana for their symptoms and as like an ailment. And another cool part that Colorado is doing, which is generating so much money for the state, you can get a recreational card to just smoke it, like legally, which is a cool thing because, a lot of people around the world smoke it, and there's only like 2 or 3 states that have legalized it now, and they have that card, so where if you, are for it, you can go and purchase it. It costs a fee to purchase it, but you can purchase it, and I think it's either per month or it's per year. You can purchase that card, either or. and you can use it, which generates money for the economy. You know.
Now, one question that I do have, I mean, it just dawned in my head. The government, it hasn't been official, but I know government wants to, speaking for people that are on state assistance, whether it's welfare or disability, that they want to start.
Sorry.
They want to start making it legal for them to do drug tests. So if they legalize it in the state of Vermont, say right now,
Okay.
and how would it affect people that are on assistance to the state?
Like welfare and
Exactly.
stuff like that.
What, mate?
Because if it's legal, they can.
My personal opinion on this, and it's been like that since day one. Okay, been like this since day one. People that are on state assistance or welfare or whatever you want to call it, I agree with the whole amendment of a drug test because you're not working for that money.
You're taking our money.
The only people that should have that money, once again, it will be another topic in another show, and I've got it for next week, so we're actually going to give you a sneak peek right now, and I'm spilling the cat out of the bag, that it's going to be on next week's show, is veterans and welfare. Now, I believe that veterans should have this money, not people that say that they can't work or have kids to deal with, that have time to have jobs but don't want to do it. And I believe that the elderly that cannot afford their medication should have this job.
I just want to say one
Why
thing.
did I say job? I meant money.
Money.
They should have that money.
Money, money,
Point
money.
blank.
I just want to say one thing for what you just said, and it is another show coming, so brace yourselves. But all I'm going to say is I'm tired of these damn parents using their damn kids. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true.
It's time to grow the fucking pair of balls
Right.
and stop using the kid to get your
But-
damn
Check every single month.
Mike, we've heard you,
Seriously.
or we've heard us talk about this discussion. What's your opinion on this?
on marijuana.
legalization?
Yeah, Mary Jane.
Mary Jane.
Bob Marley.
Well, I'm glad you asked because no one's really asked me, but I think, in a way, it could do a lot of benefit for the medical people that actually do need it for numbing pain for cancer or whatnot. Is there a bad side? Everything's a good and bad side.
Yeah, they have
Um,
cons.
And one of the cons, it was, I think one of you guys already mentioned it, is if people, just random people grow this, then there's going to be a war about it.
Yeah.
They're going to be
Could
like,
be a drug war, yeah.
yeah, it could be a drug war.
It could be.
That's why they should have to go through.
They should limit the people that can grow it.
But a drug war doesn't consist of limiting people that can grow it or anything.
No, I'm
like
saying
that.
like maybe if they limit it, like give X amount of cards out to certain people to grow it,
yeah.
then it might help a little bit.
Or X amount of cards a year,
Right.
I mean,
Or you can only grow
To
so
regulate
much.
it. It's
Yeah,
just to regulate
something to
it.
regulate. So it has a good and bad. But if it's all good for the state to generate some money, like Colorado has done, also with gambling, then I'm all for it because this state actually needs to generate some money and move forward.
Yeah.
And
So the underlying of what we're pretty much been saying is it boosts revenue for the state, and it's also good in a medical sense as well.
Plus, how many people do you know that have smoked pot? Okay. Gonna give you a hypothetical situation here. It could be this town, it could be
my whole street does it.
Burlington, it could be way across the globe, it could be, anywhere. How many people do you know that smoke marijuana and OD'd on it, for one?
Not many.
Can't. Because you could smoke so much until it has no effect. Plus, on top of that, how many people do you know that have smoked marijuana, okay, and gotten into accidents or fatalities because of it? I mean, we've got more people on crack, heroin, alcohol, which is legal,
Hey.
gotten into accidents.
Or get CNNs.
or trouble with the law, or death, or killed somebody because of that. I've never heard of that many people getting into an accident smoking a bunch of pot. Never.
So,
In conclusion,
this will wrap up our show for this week. Like always, please do not hit the frickin' like button or I'll disable it on Facebook.
Or I'll give you this button right here.
That works
Right there.
too.
Mike's almost blocked me.
and-
Sorry, I didn't. I just felt like press that button.
Just comment below, give us feedbacks on the topics, questions, whatever, please, because if you guys interact with us, we'll interact with you. And this is what the show is about. It's about all of us. It's about coming together. It's about everything.
Connecting. With
It's
each other.
connecting. It's connecting with everybody.
We the people.
Exactly. And
Point blank.
so one last thing I'm going to say is two quick things. We will give once again, like we stated in the show, we will give our Facebook, Twitter, emails, whatever to get a hold of us, so there will be no excuse of how to get a hold of us. We won't provide cell phones.
Also, if there is a thing on Facebook, whether it's Mike, me, Randy, whatever, that says, what questions do you have, we still will do the questionnaire thing. And once we do like 2 or 3, we'll switch it and we'll go to Randy or we'll go to me to answer the questions, and whoever to answer, ask them. We'll alternate it. But I need people to comment questions. Don't hit the like button when you see this on Facebook. Make a comment. Think of a clever question, something that you think we're gonna, be stumped about.
Or just something you maybe would like to ask us, like, where you guys work, or what do you guys do for fun? Anything. And the last...
Or if there's topics that you'd like us to discuss in the future, not just
anything,
questions, but just as a discussion.
Just give us your feedback. It's very important.
Exactly.
Right.
And if you don't give us our feedback, then we cannot help the general population or all of us on what's going on in Vermont, or celebrity news, or this or that, or whatever, This,
And I have to generate the freaking questions.
And then,
you think
yeah.
I like that?
do you want this man writing every question on his own?
These
No.
guys do. But anyway, that's
all right. One last final.
Please send questions. I gotta deal with this every week.
And one last final thing, on a serious note.
Don't pay a hooker. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, don't pay a hooker. Just go to the
Find
bar.
us that.
Just go to the bar if you want a hooker.
Anyways.
Back to this thought.
All serious, all kidding aside, I know a lot of people think I'm joking when I'm going to say this, or think I'm BSing, but I have, and I really have in the last 3 or 4 years, have thought about this, and I believe it's next year when our governor goes up for...
Someone?
Yep, thank God. He'll be out of office, and obviously they're going to need a new governor, and so I was actually thinking, and I've talked about this with Josh before his passing as well, that I would love to run for governor for the state of Vermont, and I'm not joking. So if you hear my name out there, or you see my name in the ballot, know that I am actually for the people. I'm not saying it like everybody else, because I say what I mean and I mean what I say. And I have a lot of ideas to make this state actually feel like it's part of the United States and move it forward in the right direction. So...
And I do agree with Mike on that we need better political leaders compared to what we have now, because the way the economy is going right now, I mean, I know it's a huge discussion, but in a nutshell, it's to the point where, how many more government shutdowns are we going to have? How many more jobs are going to be out, and people are going to be starving and they can't afford the things they need because there's no future.
And another thing is that it's going to be an actual truthful campaign too. It's not going to be a sugar-coated thing to get you into it and then go, oh, guess what, I'm going to change my direction. It's going to be for the people, by the people.
Yeah.
Point blank. So anyway,
before we
so look for me, vote for me. And
Mike Governor 2016.
And
2016, don't forget that.
My God,
2016.
Yep.
It's kind of like a 619, but with an extra letter and number. And
yeah. Mike's investing.
We can delete this shit after, it's okay.
Mike's getting a secondary job so he can afford more suits and afford more campaigns. He just needs sponsors.
Yeah. Preferably Burton. No, I'm not gonna
I ain't gonna get fired with just Burton.
Burton, not Barton.
Oh, my bad. Anyway,
guys.
Serious, I am going to run. All serious, and all kidding aside, I am going to run. Thank you guys for watching, and please we can't hype it enough. Don't just click the like button. And if I do see a like, I will disable the like button from Facebook because I found out how to do it. So
anyway, guys, if you want to get a hold of us, like we said at the beginning of the show, we'll provide our email addresses, our Facebook names, so that way you can hit us up. And if you want to get a hold of us that way, we will not provide our cell phone information because we don't need our cell phones blaring up 100 times a day while we're at work or at home. So just if you have any questions or concerns, you can get a hold of us on links that we'll give you to you guys at the end of our show. Have a good one. Bye.
Later.
Nice day.